Doing a Ponnassed trout on camp. I did an article for the Outdoor Adventure Manual on this subject a few years ago.
Basically do it as long as a fish plus about 2 inches. With a spare, I managed to make 2 little pieces that'll go through the fish like that, cut off to about here. So I'm going to wear gloves for this because the smell of the fish obviously lingers a little bit. 1 sharp knife and 1 chopping board and 1 firm surface is the only other requirements that you need. And of course a trout. Also works well with mackerel too. What we're going to do is make cuts here and here and then use our fingers to get the middle bit out. So what you do, you cut through the flesh like this, but you don't go through the spine. The same here, just behind the gills. Cut down, let the knife do the work. Just get a finger behind the ribs like this, just ease them out. It's a bit rough and ready and it does leave the flesh a little uneven, but that sort of helps when it cooks really, because it sort of leaves little darker, more blackened areas sometimes on the fish. It's not a problem. That's the tail out there, and there's your almost cartoon like head, tail and backbone, and this is the finished fish here. Put a small hole in each corner. That's where those little pieces of wood will go through. This is what you're left with. You just lower it into the split stick like that, and that's why you split it a little bit further than the fish, because you've got to obviously allow for that going in there, and also you're going to have to tie the top as well. And for this I'm going to use some metal which acts as a sort of insulation. I'll flop it over again afterwards. Actual pieces of wood go through so that they're not crossing the flesh, they're actually crossing the skin. As you can see, I've wedged this fore and aft because the ground is very, very hard and I couldn't get it in far, even with my little homemade chisel, because the last thing I need is it falling in the embers. Because this gentleman here, this is my late grandfather, and he used to be a trout magnet, and as a kid it wasn't the best fish to eat. Now, this actually makes it taste quite nice. So I can see the skin's changed colour noticeably and the edges are starting to cook nicely. So I've just flipped it over to do the flesh side. Done. Probably about, I don't know, 7 minutes on the skin side, and then maybe same again, maybe 10 minutes on the flesh side, something like that. Timings will vary depending on how hot your fire is and how far you angle the actual stick over the fire. First off, cut the nettle. Carefully loosen the fish off. You can see it's cooked, it's starting to break up. And there we go, 1 Ponnassed trout. Nice.